and welcome to Saorsa Studio. I'm Kate. I'm an instructor here and I'm also the studio manager. And today I'm excited to take you along on this journey of me breaking in my new pair of dance shoes. So I got these shoes for Christmas and now I've left them until the beginning of February to break them in. I have a competition, first championship of the season, in less than a week. So now it's make it or break it. I have to break them in today. So I'm ready to take you along on that journey. I hate doing this, but it has to be done. And I haven't had to do it in a couple of years because of COVID. I've basically kept my same pair of shoes running for as long as possible. So now I definitely have to break these ones in. I have a bit of a different strategy than some other people I know. So I'm basically gonna start by wetting my socks, just running them under the water, putting them on, and then putting the shoes on. And then I'm about to teach some private lessons, filling in for Nicole. So I'm gonna wear those for hopefully the entire 2 hours that I'm teaching, and that should give me a really good head start getting them broken in. I know some other people who, I've heard people just put the shoes on and then dunk their whole feet into a bucket of water, but I'm not ready to go that far yet.
So here's a little side-by-side. On the left, we have my new size 1.5 Thistle shoes. On the right, those are my old ones. As you can see, they're in rough shape. So I'm just gonna wet my socks, enjoy the disturbing feeling of putting on wet socks. Then I put on my Ghillies and started to teach. They were feeling okay to start, but whenever I was demonstrating anything, I could definitely feel that they were brand new.
Okay, so checking in 2 hours later, I put them on, taught about half a lesson, had to take them off, put them back on for the second lesson. Probably got about 40 minutes actually, and then I needed to take them off, couldn't feel a thing. And I still have a bit of numbness in one of my toes, like they are tight. So the feeling is slowly returning to my feet. I must say, even though it was rough, I mean, my feet are still kind of numb, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I feel like I've had a worse time of this before, but this time I'm off to a good start. My plan going forward with these is to wear them around the house, kind of repeat the same process. Now that I've got a little of a start on them, I'll keep repeating the wet socks and wear them around the house while I'm working, studying, maybe doing a little bit of teaching throughout the week. I'll wear them, so I'll be sure to update as I do that. But I'm quite happy with the fact that I forced myself to do this today, because I know that there are dancers out there, fabulous dancers, who can just buy a pair of shoes, put them on and do a competition or like do a full dance. I'm not one of those people. I've never been able to do that. I need my preparation. So I will have to stay at this, because at this point the competition is 6 days away, and I do need to get to the point of wearing them in kilt socks, which is very different from normal socks. So I'll be sure to update as I enter this journey of wearing them every day.
Okay, so 2 days later, Tuesday, I'm wearing them at dance class. I put them on for the warm-up, see how far I'm gonna get. I did not get very far. I just wore them for the fling, and then I immediately had to take them off because my feet were numb. Okay, I'm back. It's now Wednesday. I started this process on Sunday. I'm about to teach a few classes. There's a class going on right now, which is why you hear some general toddler fanfare. So I'm gonna try and wear these throughout my first class, which is half an hour. After that, I'm gonna see how I feel. Last night they were still making my feet go numb, so I'm hoping to avoid that by this weekend, because I have to feel my toes in order to use them. So I would say that my primary goal today is feel my toes. Okay, so here I am putting my shoes on. I tried thicker socks this time, still wet, so I'm working my way up from regular socks to kilt socks. And while I was doing this, I got to enjoy a lovely chorus of Baby Shark. I did manage to keep the shoes on for the entire time I was teaching, which was fabulous. They did hurt, but not so bad. This made me a little too confident, so I failed to put them on even one more time that week.
Living that vlog life.
Yep. This vlog is gonna be like, okay, so I tried them on twice, and now here I am putting them on at the competition. Yep, and here I am at the competition. I've tried them on, well, actually 3 times. Thank you very much. I put them on top of my kilt socks, which was a little bit of a jump, I'll be honest, but they weren't feeling too bad. I gave myself a lot of time to warm up because, first of all, it was the first championship of the season. Second of all, the shoes, they needed a minute to get used to my feet, or maybe it was the other way around. Before I went on stage, I was extremely nervous, and of course I can account a lot of that to the fact that it was the first championship of the year, but I was extremely nervous for how my feet would hold up in these shoes. I kind of thought that I would get to the 5th step of the fling and need to sit down, so I decided to just jump right in. Okay, so we've now seen what I did to break in my shoes this time. Would I do things differently? Yes, which is why I'm now going to go through some of my recommendations, things I did do, things I didn't do, that can help make your experience a little bit smoother when you're trying to break in your shoes. First, use moisture. Our leather shoes for Highland Dance respond really well to stretching when they're wet, so definitely make use of that. I, of course, wet my socks, but as I mentioned, some people will fully submerge their shoes in water, so it's really up to you. Second, make use of socks. I started with just a regular old ankle sock, but of course, in a lot of cases, we have to build up to those wool hose for competitions, okay? So make sure that you account for this. When you're breaking in your shoes, don't just use one type of sock. Make sure you build up to that thickness that you'll have at competitions. Third, start small when it comes to what you're doing and build up to actually doing full-out dances. So I would normally start by breaking in my shoes, just wearing them around the house, even just sitting down, not even standing up. And then I built up to wearing them while teaching, which involves a little bit of demonstration, but not full-out dancing. Then wearing it for a bit of dance class, and then trying to wear them for longer periods of time. Fourth and finally, and this one requires a little bit of trial and error, is to basically just figure out what works for you. So I wear thistle shoes. These may have a different degree of stretchiness than different brands of shoes. Ones that you may wear may take less to stretch, so you want to wear them a bit less before you start doing competitions in them. Some of them might take a little bit more time to get to where you want them to be. So figure out what works for you and your dancing. I hope you've enjoyed this extremely brief journey of me starting breaking in these shoes to doing a competition in them less than a week later. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media, and be sure to check out our weekly blogs on our website. Bye!